Here's the question this whole video hangs on. Why can you be completely committed to a goal at 11 p.m. and completely unable to act on it at 7 a.m.? Same brain, same goal. 12 hours apart. Most advice answers this with a pep talk. Find your why, visualize success, get hyped. And it works for about 4 days. Then the feeling fades. Because feelings fade, that's their job. 2,000 years ago, a group of philosophers looked at this exact problem and came to a colder, more useful conclusion. The feeling was never the fuel. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man alive at the time, opens book 5 of his private journal complaining that he doesn't want to get out of bed. The Roman emperor didn't want to get up. He never fixed that feeling, and he never needed to. What he built instead was a system that made the feeling irrelevant. That system has 3 moving parts, and by the end of this video, you'll have all 3 running in your own life. Part 1 starts with the worst moment of the day, the alarm. First, the diagnosis. The Stoics split every experience into 2 layers, the event and your judgment about the event. The alarm ringing is an event. This is unbearable, I need more sleep, is a judgment. Epictetus, who taught this while living as a former slave with a crippled leg, put it bluntly, people aren't disturbed by things, but by the opinions they hold about things. Now here's the connection to discipline that most people miss. Motivation lives entirely in that second layer, the judgment layer. It's an opinion about the task. I feel like running today is an opinion. The run itself, shoes on pavement, is just an event, and events don't require opinions to happen. Your legs work identically whether you're inspired or miserable. Once you genuinely see this split, something loosens. You stop waiting for the judgment layer to cooperate because you realize the body was never waiting on it. Every disciplined person you admire is exploiting this one glitch. Action doesn't check for enthusiasm before executing. The rest of the system is just ways to remember that at 7 a.m. Part 1 of the system is what I call the Emperor's Protocol, and it's shockingly pessimistic. Every morning, before the day touched him, Marcus Aurelius rehearsed the worst of it in advance. His actual words, people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest. That sounds like a terrible way to start a morning, until you understand the mechanism. He was preloading his judgments. When the meddling and arrogance showed up by noon, and it always did, it arrived pre-processed. No shock, no spiral, no wasted afternoon replaying an argument. The modern version takes 90 seconds with your coffee. Name the 3 moments today where you'll want to quit. The cold start, the boring middle, the plausible excuse around 4 p.m. and decide now what you'll do when each arrives. Athletes call this implementation intention, and studies on it show follow-through rates roughly doubling. The Stoics just called it being prepared. You're not hoping the resistance won't come. You're scheduling a meeting with it and you're arriving first. Part 2 handles the moment of action itself, and it's about frame size. When you dread a task, you're almost never dreading the actual next physical movement. You're dreading the whole thing at once, the entire workout, the entire essay, the entire year of workouts and essays. That's a frame no nervous system can lift. The Stoic move is brutal reduction. What is the next thing my hands actually do? Not the run, just lacing one shoe. Not the report, just opening the document and writing one ugly sentence. Marcus wrote it as a question. Does what stands in your way really stand in your way, or only in your imagination of the whole? Here's a concrete challenge for tomorrow. Take the task you've been avoiding longest and give yourself full permission to do only its first 2 minutes, with quitting after as a completely legitimate outcome. 2 minutes, then you're free. What you'll usually find is that resistance was guarding the doorway, not the room. And on the days you genuinely stop at 2 minutes, that's not failure. 2 minutes times 300 days beats 0 times anything. Part 3 is the feedback loop, and it comes from Seneca, who ended every single day the same way. His words, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said, hiding nothing from myself, passing nothing by. Sounds heavy. The working version is 2 lines in any notebook before bed. Line 1, where did I act against my intention today? Stated as a fact, not a flogging. Skip the session. chose the phone. Line 2, what will I do with that same decision point tomorrow? That's the entire practice. 20 seconds. But run it for 2 weeks and something uncomfortable and useful happens. Your failures start repeating in patterns you can finally see. It's never 100 different weaknesses. It's the same 2 or 3 doorways every time. Yes, the lunch slump, the one notification, the I'll start Monday lie. You can't fight an enemy you've never named. The 2-line review is how the Stoics turned self-awareness from a vague virtue into a nightly data collection habit. Discipline without this loop is just repeating the same collision and hoping the wall moves. Now the part every discipline video skips, you'll break the system. Not might, will. Somewhere around week 3, you'll miss the morning protocol, skip the journal, and blow straight through a 2-minute start. And what you do in the next 10 minutes decides everything, because the real killer isn't the missed day. It's the story you tell about the missed day. Psychologists call it the what the hell effect. One broken commitment becomes evidence that you're not a disciplined person, and since your identity is ruined anyway, why not skip the whole week? The Stoics had a precise counter for this. Seneca, writing to his friend Lucilius, compared setbacks to a sailor blown off course. The wind isn't the voyage. You don't renegotiate the destination because of one storm. You check the heading and adjust the sail. In practice, that's the never twice rule. Missing once is weather. It carries zero information about who you are. Missing twice is the beginning of a new pattern, and patterns are the only thing worth defending. So the entire recovery protocol is one sentence. The day after a miss is the only day that's genuinely non-negotiable. No doubled workout to punish yourself, no epic comeback. Those are motivation brain theatrics. Just the ordinary 2 minutes on the ordinary schedule, one day late. Marcus put it best, writing to himself after his own failures, when jarred by circumstances, return to the rhythm immediately, not perfectly, immediately. Let's kill the last myth, because it's the one that makes people quit the whole project. Discipline, the real kind, doesn't feel like an iron grip. It feels quieter than motivation, not stronger. The motivated version of you is loud, plays the soundtrack, imagines the after photo. The disciplined version just notices the judgment. This is unbearable. Watches it float past like weather and laces the shoe anyway. The Stoics compared it to a dog tied to a moving cart. The dog can trot alongside calmly or be dragged barking. The cart, your day, your obligations, time itself, moves either way. Discipline is just choosing to trot. So, tonight, write tomorrow's 3 quit moments before bed. Tomorrow morning, 2-minute frame on the thing you've been avoiding. Tomorrow night, 2 lines in the notebook. That's the whole operating system. No app required, running since 70 AD. If this reframes something for you, the next video goes deeper into the dichotomy of control. The one Stoic idea that makes every anxiety smaller is waiting on the channel, and there's a new video here every day.